The first week of 2025 brought a familiar terror to the hills of Los Angeles wildfire. Fanned by Santa Ana winds, flames raced through the dry brush, consuming homes, businesses, and lives in their path. The skies choked with smoke, painting a grim tableau of destruction. Emergency services scrambled to evacuate residents and battle the inferno, but the ferocity of the blaze overwhelmed initial efforts. The human toll mounted, and the city grappled with the devastating consequences of yet another fire season. The fires laid bare the vulnerability of one of America's largest cities to the growing threat of wildfires. They also exposed a series of critical failures in preparedness and response. These failures, rooted in budgetary decisions and a lack of communication, amplified the disaster and raised serious questions about the city's ability to protect its citizens from an ever-present danger. As firefighters battled the flames, a critical resource lay dormant: the Santa Ynez Reservoir. This 117 million-gallon reservoir, nestled in the Pacific Palisades, had been offline for nearly a year. Repairs to its floating cover commenced in February 2024, draining the reservoir and leaving it empty. When the fires erupted in January 2025, this vital water source remained unavailable. The consequences of the empty reservoir were immediate and severe. Water pressure plummeted in surrounding areas, rendering some fire hydrants useless. Firefighters, already stretched thin, found themselves hampered by the lack of water pressure, a crucial element in suppressing the flames. The reservoir's absence added another layer of difficulty to an already perilous situation. The depleted reservoir was not the only factor hindering the fire response. Just days before the fires erupted, Mayor Karen Bass proposed a $49 million cut to the Los Angeles Fire Department budget. This came on the heels of a previous $17 million reduction. Fire officials had warned that these cuts would decimate their ability to respond effectively to wildfires, potentially leading to the closure of 16 fire stations and leaving the department severely limited. These budgetary decisions, made in the face of repeated warnings, proved short-sighted and dangerous. The fires exposed the folly of underfunding public safety, particularly in a region increasingly vulnerable to wildfires. The consequences of these cuts were felt on the front lines, as firefighters grappled with inadequate resources while battling a blaze of unprecedented intensity. In the wake of the fires, outrage and anger grew over the city's lack of preparedness. The empty reservoir, coupled with the budget cuts, became a lightning rod for criticism. City Council member Tracy Park demanded answers from the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power about the reservoir's status and the communication failures that left firefighters unaware of its unavailability. The City Council unanimously approved her motion requesting weekly updates from LADWP on reservoir status and critical infrastructure. Governor Gavin Newsom, recognizing the gravity of the situation, ordered a state investigation into the water supply problems during the fires. The investigation aimed to uncover the reasons behind the reservoir's prolonged downtime and the lack of communication between the LADWP and the LAFD. The fires served as a harsh reminder of the need for proactive policies to mitigate fire risks, ensuring that critical infrastructure is operational and that public safety remains a top priority. The calls for transparency and accountability reflect the public's demand for answers and a commitment to preventing such tragedies in the future.